Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Friday. Friday. How y'all doing Friday? I mean, Mr. Chore Star Terrain used to have blackout Fridays and just say and do whatever you want, basically. Not everything, but he had that whole tradition, during his radio days, and um that's one of the things I cherish most about the Star and Buck Wild show of my youth, when I was growing up. But today is a new day, and it's my show. So I want to definitely uh, point out the different ways that I am prepared to give you a quality show. Yes, a quality show. I hope if you hear anything, that's the vacuum cleaner going on. This is how real it gets. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what's real right now. So be prepared, to hear that. All right, now as we go on, it seems as if shots have been fired. ASAP Rocky fires back at Drake on Kid Cudi Insano album after Rihanna diss. So back in the day, a few months ago, Drake released I think For All My Dogs. I think that's the name of the album, and he had some shots at Rihanna. He was saying like, I don't really need you. The sex was mediocre. It's better off that he's with you, and I don't have to worry about you. You're Caribbean, Mediterranean, or not Mediterranean, Caribbean and West Indian, um, mouth, going off. But Rihanna dropped two babies from Rocky, ASAP Rocky. So you have to be, considerate of that. And he's calling her wifey. He's calling her wife, and she's like, "I'm in no rush to get married." So they may have some, issues to work out. But this latest ASAP Rocky, it says something about, uh, ASAP, along the lines, I'm paraphrasing. It says someone needs a mandrake. A mandrake is a part of a root of a plant, usually used to settle stomachs. So he said, "You can't stomach me." Made in Philly. Peace, guys. Salute. Made in Philly. Salute. And since you're new, I don't think I've seen you in here. I gotta ask. I have a program. I'm trying to get $100. Salute Rick James. Salute Rick James. So I appreciate you for coming in. Made in Philly. Welcome. This is a safe space. This is a good place to be. Um, so I appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you tell at least 4 people about me. Don't tell 5 people. Leave the fifth person saying, "Who is that goofy nigga with the hat and the tie?" Like, I don't even know what that's about. What is he about? I don't even know what's going on with him. But if you're from Philly, I'm in the Philly region. I'm in Newark, Delaware right now. Don't call me brother, but I understand, sir. He says, Made in Philly says, "I just started a new job, my brother. I'll have cash next time. LOL." Hey, don't call me brother, but we're cool. We're on good standing. As long as you get that once you get that check and they take out the Medicare and the Medicaid and the payroll tax and state tax, city tax, federal tax. Hey, do what you got to do, man. I'm trying to have $100 a month. Yeah, exactly. See, thank you for telling me that you came from Star. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, for Mr. Troy Star Terrain. I appreciate that, Mr. Made in Philly. So if you're in Philly right now, or if you're in the area, I'm in Newark, Delaware. I listen to Philly's radio station. I listen to Power 99 and all of that. I'm well familiar. I'm with when way back in the day, 100.3 the beat. But I'm aware of the area. So I've been here all my life, hustling all my life, except for a few stints in the Marine Corps and in psychiatric wards. That's a totally different story. But yeah, Drake, ASAP Rocky. Okay, yeah, Mayfield says yes, I'm out here. Good to go. Good to go. But Drake, ASAP Rocky, and Rihanna have, you know, tension and or stress. You know, I don't want to call it beef. I don't want to necessarily say it's beef yet. You know, it hasn't. You know, and beef is a stronger word. Beef is like, you know, 50 Cent and Ja Rule. That's beef. That's something that's, you know, seems like it will never be, you know, resolved. You know, somebody's gonna have to die, and then they'll say, well, you know, I guess he was a good guy, but I didn't make up with him. You know, we didn't become friends. You know, but this is interesting. This is an interesting, you know, kind of triangle that's going on, and almost a square, if you ask me. Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi clears all his songs. I mean, he's not a babe in the woods. He's not, you know, saying, oh, I didn't even know he was going after him like that. You know, I let me see if I can get the exact line. He says, these niggas can't stomach me. Gotta go get a mandrake. That's what it is. And it says in the article, quote, a mandrake is the root of a plant historically derived either from plants of the genus Mandragora found in the Mediterranean region and is used to treat a variety of stomach issues. So that's what I was saying. That was the direct quote. It's from the album Insano that Kid Cudi just dropped today. On the it's called Wow. Didn't the artist formerly known as Kanye West have a song called Wow? And I know there's dozens of other wows too. You know, it's a very popular title for a song. Um, so I think that they have some kind of, you know, tension and or drama, and maybe stress. Maybe stress. Rick James says, "Call me crazy. I will call you crazy. Crazy to crazy. Only crazy recognizes crazy." But he says, call me crazy, but Kid Cudi is one of the worst to ever do it. He meant to say worst, but he's off that angel dust. So you got to give him time. I can work with you, Rick James. You meant worst to ever do it. I disagree. I like Kid Cudi. I liked his first album. I love his of course his landmark, you know, song that he's probably gonna be most famous for, Day and Night. I love this song, Pursuit of Happiness. He has a catalog, so I have to give him respect for that. He definitely has a catalog. Christopher Perkins. Christopher Perkins, salute to you. Happy New Year. I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate your support, but it's been a long time, so I got to ask you, where's my donation from you, sir? Where is it? I'm taking funds. This is not play time. This is business. This is money. My sound bites are skipping. Thank you for telling me that, Main Philly. I don't know how to correct that though. I have no idea. I just have the microphone hooked up to the MacBook. It could be my Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is on full. I don't know. But thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that. And maybe because I'm talking too fast or something like that. I don't know. But salute to all the people in the chat right now. I appreciate everyone in here. It's mainly a sausage party. Pause. A few clams, you know, come through. You know, we have a few clams and are miss. I know my numbers. My numbers are like 95% male and like 4.8 or 9%. It's not even. It's weird how it doesn't say the full percentage, but it says like 4.7 or 4.8% female. And I'm appreciative of everybody. I want everybody to give me money. I don't care what you got between your legs, as long as you know. Let's get Rick James, you know, is going crazy. He says, "Let's get some buns in the sausage party." Well, we have buns. We just need some clams. If you know what I mean. Um, but that's the beautiful part about all of this. That's what's so wonderful about this entire thing, is the fact that, you know, people can come in here and get the good word. I deliver a good word. I have to say that much. That's what I'm talking about with Drake. He was going at Rihanna, saying, was pouting. You weren't all that good in bed, and it wasn't all that. And the thing is, they're all like sneak disses. They're not like direct on saying your name. Jay-Z and Nas kind of thing, or something like that in a battle, or on somebody else's track or some on your own album. They're just going back at each other with subliminals, So that's what's weird. That's why I think it's strange. Gotta have my tie correct. It's on nerves. All right. Yeah, man, in Philly, he's saying they cowards. Yeah, they're not. You're not in your face telling you, look, you're not going to go up my girl. You're not, in a rap. I don't know how to rap, but somebody that can rap, like A$AP Rocky, if he's going to go on a record, he needs to have some kind of bars that are direct and says Drake's name directly, not just Mandrake, sneak dissing and side swiping and stuff like that, and subtle hits, stuff like that. Rick James says he never taught his son how to tie a tie. That's good because tying a tie is gay. I'm telling you that from Simple with a P. If you wearing your a $3,000 suit, that's gay. If you drive a nice car, you got rims on it. Exactly. Honey. Yeah, that's gay. That means you're gay. Like you can't win. You're not gonna win. You can be fly and fresh and know what you're doing with your life. You can be intelligent. You can have a bachelor's degree. You can have all the way to a doctor's degree, a doctorate. That's gay. But Made in Philly is saying rap or real life. If you got something to say, then that's what it is. Exactly. I say it in real life. I'm a man and I'm a Marine. So I'm not afraid of anything at all. I've been through a whole mess of training. I'm not afraid to do or say anything. I'm ready for that fight. But Made in Philly made a good point. That's rap or real life. Let it be known. That's truth. But yeah, so I mean, Rihanna, I don't think she's gonna come out with any music anytime soon. She's a billionaire with Fenty cosmetics. She's not worried about Drake. She's not even worried about A$AP Rocky. They got 2 kids. That's the difference. She's not worried about it. And we're old. We're 35, going to be 36 years old. Should be 36 next month. And this is something I didn't know. His father is from Barbados, so she wanted to keep it in line. She wanted to keep that Barbadian or Barbadan, Bayesian, I guess you can say, lineage going. So yeah, Riot Rose is one of the son's name, and let me see. The name was RZA. RZA Athelasta Mayers. That's Kid not Kid Cudi. A$AP Rocky's last name, but we're 88 babies. We're 80s babies. I can't think of who Gypsy Rose is right now. Who is Gypsy Rose? Gypsy Rose. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get to Gypsy Rose. That's a little bit way before my time. I try to keep it current, try to keep it up to date. She doesn't seem like she's gonna fit in with this specific line of ideas and philosophy. So no, I'm not going to get to Gypsy Rose, Rick James. If you want to get to Gypsy Rose, you have everything available to you. I don't even know who you're talking about. Gypsy Rose, I just looked up, was dead. She was she died in 1970. You must be talking about another Gypsy Rose. I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. But keep me informed. Let me know who Gypsy Rose is, because I'm not sure who that is. But beyond that Wikipedia entry, well, who is she? Let me know. She might be a hot topic, but I don't know who she is. Give me some more information. What is her stats? What is her real name? Is that her birth name? Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Okay. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Okay, now I'm even more confused. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to that. I have nothing to do with that. Nothing at all. Yeah, that seems very weird to me. I don't have any idea with that. But back to my main thing. I'm saying we're old. We're old as hell. Man, Phyllis saying she definitely is. I'm missing something. It seems like it's not adding up for me. I'm not getting it. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I'm not okay. Are we talking about the same Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Crime Weekly, Gypsy Rose released from prison. I don't know who this person. I don't have anything. I'm so confused. Give me more information on this person. I have no clue who this person is. All right. She did the stab to her mother. Is she the one that has the mental capacity of a 7-year-old? Is that who you're referring to? Is that who you're talking about? Her, Dee Dee Blanchard or something like that? Is that her real name? I don't know. I'm gonna stick with my story. We can talk about that later on. Okay, all right, got you. Salute. We're gonna talk about ASAP Rocky, Kid Cudi. How old is Kid Cudi? He's got to be up there too. Kid Cudi is he's very old. That nigga's gonna be 40 this year. He's 39. He's gonna be 40 at the end of the month, January 30th. Also from Cleveland, Ohio. There's a lot of Ohioans. There's Dave Chappelle. There's um, Cat Williams. There's a lot of entertainers and people that are famous. One of the greatest of Ohioans, of course, is William Tecumseh Sherman. Look him up. That's what something that you should do. Is look up who William Tecumseh Sherman is. He's 50 out last check. No, he's not 50. He'll be 40 on January 30th. Um, yeah, so that is the weirdness of hip hop. It's very weird. It's just like you send that sneak diss, you send that subliminal or that light hate, and then it turns into an inferno in a few weeks because people are going to pick up on it. Oh, what he say? Oh, oh, and then it's going to keep the blogosphere on alert. Everybody in the vlogosphere, like where I am in the video logs, they're on high alert. Um, so just something to look out for. I don't think Cher's gonna be 80. I think she's gonna be 70 something. She's 70. I think either 70 or 71. I don't know. But yeah. So Yeah, she'll be 78. What are you talking about, Rick James? You just making up stuff? I'm about to not reply to you on the show because you're gonna mess up my algorithm. You keep on messing up the people's name. She's not gonna be 80. She'll be 78. You're putting age on her. You're putting numbers on her. But yeah. So I'm gonna take this time to do a little bit of advertising. If you like, you can go to lifestrongapparel.com by my man Mr. Pang All Day. He's one of my friends. I can actually call him a friend. Even though we don't hang out, we don't get together, we don't exchange Christmas cards around the holidays. He's definitely a friend of mine. So definitely check his site out. Go to at BEJACKSON 5478 B Jackson 5478. He has a cook show. He's got chicken here. He's grilling sardines. I think that's cool. He's a very interesting individual. I appreciate his support. Spirit Smooth Tunes, SPIRITSMOOTHUNES on YouTube.com for your soul, neo soul, R&B, quiet storm, smooth jazz needs. All of that can be discussed and discovered, by way of his channel on YouTube. He has quite a catalog, so definitely enjoy that. Listen to it with your special, someone, your significant other, and continue with the generations. You'll probably end up having a baby, Listen, mess around with Spirit Smooth Tune songs. Or if you're part of the LGBTQ community, you'll get in the mood to say, hey, let's adopt. So check out that, and also check out Dot Focus. His Twitch is twitch.tv/DOTFOCUS _, just one underscore, not a full underscore, just hit underscore once. And you can check out his gaming skills and his whole list of different things that he's doing. And if you would like to advertise or sponsor your product or business or whatever you may want to, hit me up at Skyler Saunders, SKYLERSAUNDERS @gmail.com. And also for my payday, because this is a lot of people's payday, PayPal is paypal.me/SKYLERSAUNDERS. Venmo at Skylerize, SKYLERIZED. Cash App, $ Skyler Saunders, SKYLERSAUNDERS 1. And this is all in an effort to have you part of my 100 club. It used to be 50 club, now up to the grade. It's now $100. You contribute $100 or more in a month. What is that? Let me do the quick calculation. Let's see. Yeah, about $3.33 a day. That's it. You come. I go on every day. If you just gave me $3.33 every single day, that could be. You could be part of the 100 club if you do it for a whole month. That's how simple it is. That's how cheap it is. So be aware of that. You were talking about Rihanna. When were you talking about Rihanna? I'm not forgetting. It's Tone J. First of all, it's not J Tone. It's Tone J. So you forgot about him. And first of all, because you got his name wrong. Second, he doesn't have any products to promote. He just says he likes to promote and sponsor young people that are coming up in the game, like myself. I'm coming up in this game. I'm not a full-fledged veteran. I'll be a veteran on April 15th. This will be my rookie season. So you got to get it right, Rick James. I salute you, but make sure you get your things right. Get the words and things together. Stop doing the angel dust. Get off of that dust. But yeah, so ASAP Rocky, Kid Cudi, and Rihanna, we all old heads, 35 plus, every one of us. 35 plus. So they're engaging in beef and one. I shouldn't say beef. I should say stress, tension, and or drama. Um, they have a sensibility about themselves that they're all millionaires and billionaires. They have enough clout. They have enough money. They have enough stamina to continue in this game. They just have to have it down pat. They just have to have it to a point where it's like, look, Drake, I'm going at you. Whatever the rap is, whatever the cool, beats are, say something like that. Say some bars against Drake. You still get limping away from that Pusha T spanking pause. um, he definitely knocked you out in a technical knockout in the ring. And this is my favorite part, rebroadcasters. Everybody in rebroadcast land, this is the time where 0 people are viewing me that I can see. There may be on somebody else's channel that there's more, but I have 0 people viewing me and 2 likes at this very moment. So enjoy that. I'm about to get into some serious, pressing news stories. So I think it's very important that we have discussions of a magnitude of severity and seriousness at times, along with this hip hop nonsense. Kind of started in the reverse. I start off with the nonsense and the bullshit at the beginning, using people to save lighter stories or not that serious stories for the end. I do the reverse. I see what that's like. I've been doing that for the past few months. Maybe I should do the reverse to get more views. I don't know, but I definitely appreciate everybody that comes through, no matter who they are and what they are. I appreciate the fact that I go into hip hop, go into the genre, discuss it, regurgitate it, let it be sent out into the masses. That's something that's very powerful to me. It makes sense. So Kid Cudi, you're not immune. You're part of this now. It's not just Rihanna and Drake and ASAP Rocky. It's featured on your album. I'm sure you heard your own album before it was released. I'm sure of that. I can pretty much put money on it that you heard it already. You listen to it, you throw out, you're like, yeah. Keep that ASAP, keep that. keep that verse right there. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one, that's hot. Yeah, need that mandrake. Oh, dog, he probably dapped him up in the game of little brother hug. You know, those hugs when you go like this, you go, and then you hug them. Those are my favorite. That's the cool hug. You dap them up, and then you hug them. That's a cool hug to me. That's more than the hip hop hug. Hip hop hug is like, like that, and then the hug like that. That's the hip hop hug. That I know. I mean, some people call it otherwise. It probably predates hip hop, but that's what I get from it anyway. So we're coming around to the second half mark of the show, and I just gotta say, it's weird, it's goofy, and it's strange. Just how relationships can be real good and real clean. And I'm nobody that's foreign to this. I'm not immune to it. I've had relationships with friendships, heterosexual friendships with men. Have relationships, romantic romance relationships with women, and it all turns into a mess sometimes. You don't expect it when you first meet the person. You're like, oh, everything's cool, everything's fine. Or sometimes you meet the person, it's like it's a mess and it's terrible, and then you end up sharing a long bond with them for the rest of your lives. It's just That's just the way that human nature goes, I guess. All right, this is the second half of the show. I did a little bit of research. This is from the Griot. It says Naomi Osaka advocates for paid family leave in new campaign. So she's saying that this partnership with Bobby BOBIE is to introduce a grant to support paid leave for new parents. Excuse me. And I think this is great as long as it's not by the government. That's what they're advocating for. If you didn't know, 73% of American families without it says here, what is this? This is from the article. Naomi Osaka has officially returned to tennis from maternity leave, but not without acknowledging and showing her support for the roughly 73% of American families without paid family leave. That's something that has to be addressed. She's only 26 years old. She has a 6-month-old daughter. She's just returned to tennis. Bobby is a pediatric nutrition company. They want to help fund families who need it most. And I'm all about that. I'm all about that company, Bobby, doing that. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is to advocate for the government to do something. They're advocating for federal assistance instead of private. So I think they're saying that that they should have support behind her for a federal paid family leave plan, which, if passed, will grant 12 mandatory weeks of paid leave and job protection and guarantee the minimum monthly benefit of $580 for American families. The question you have to ask in all of this is, they're going to be out there for trying to pay more taxes for something that should be privatized. This should be they should lend to a private charity. They should lend to their 501c3 companies, or even like Bobby. That's a for-profit company that I know of. Maybe it's not, but the research that I found was for profit. But there should be no federal anything. 12 mandatory weeks of paid leave for what? For whom? Why? That doesn't make sense to me. That makes zero sense. There should be a definite separation of economics and government. Just as there's a separation from church and state. There should be a separation of economics and state. That's where we get things crazy and wild and doesn't make any sense. Because the government has one sole obligation, and that's to protect individual rights. And they do that with 3 agencies: the courts, the military, and the police. So you have judges, warriors, and cops. That's the only thing that the government should be worried about, should be concerned with. Not anything else. Not someone's paid leave, not anything of that nature. So just to, put it into perspective, it makes sense to say that there's a definite rift in the country. They're saying, oh well, mothers, they need their time. Yes, they do, but let's do it privately, either through profit or non-profit, which is weird to say because all companies are for profit. They just may not be for monetary profit. It could be for spiritual profit, but that gets goofy. You can't quantify, you can't qualify the spiritual benefits of a company. You have to look at their balance sheet. You can't look at their balance sheet and say, oh well, they're providing a great service to people. And no, they want numbers. They want to see how much they're providing for these people. So that's where it gets really kooky, because we have already so many different government programs that don't need to exist: food stamps, welfare, all of that. But beyond that, they're last that should go. We should take care of welfare and food stamps and SNAP and all that. They'll be the final things to go. First things to go are regulations and controls. The regulations on corporations and companies and the controls that they put on different CEOs and different other people in the C-suite, all the way down to the lowest worker, on the assembly line. It's too many. There's OSHA. There's there's NTSB. There's the DMV. There's so many other organizations by the government that monitor and check and inspect and do all the things that private companies would love to do, and do probably at a better rate and a better way of doing it than the government ever could. So when Miss Osaka comes back to tennis, she should be, in the mind frame that her child is being taken care of, that she's gonna be all right, um, in her mind, and not even worry about anything like that. That's why I think, if Bobby is, going to, promote, so much federal assistance, they should be ready to promote their own brands. They're a nutritional company, and I think, like I said, they're private. That's how it should stay. It shouldn't go on any further than that. There should be a definite separation, and that's what I mean by separating, government from private companies. That's the key. There should be You should be able to go to, you shouldn't be able to go to any restaurant, and they should be able to say, "I'm not serving you because you're a nigger." That should happen. Did you go to any job? We don't hire yellow people. Sorry, or we don't hire white people. We don't cater to any brown or red people. Or we don't like gays. We don't like lesbians. We're not gonna you know we're not gonna support you. We're not gonna cater to you. We're not gonna patronize you. That's what it should be like. But when you're in the military or the police force, or you want to be a judge, that's where it gets different. You can't say, okay, you're black and you can't join the space force. They can't say that. Or that shouldn't be possible. I mean, it's not possible now, but I'm saying in a free society. That's another thing they lie to you about. They say America is a free country. Nope, not even close to being free. Not a free country at all. It has too many regulations and controls to make it a free, to say that it's a free country. So that's just the rundown of that. When you have so many people, challenging and wanting and crying and begging the government, oh, please give us money, give us aid, give us 12 weeks of paid leave and everything like that. That just ruins the whole idea of what government is supposed to do. And that's what the sad part is, because we tie up everything with regulations and controls, and the government has got all these different organizations that don't need to exist. And what happens? We get September 11th, 2001. Instead of protecting us, so instead of protecting our individual rights, they trample over them, and they can't even get their job done in protecting us. That's what pisses me off. That's what should piss you off as well. That's something that is very, detrimental to our fabric of as a society, as Americans. It's a bad sign. It's something that should be addressed, and not taken into um any idea of being a major problem. Something that definitely makes a difference in the lives of over 330 million people. That's how many people are in the United States right now. And for Bobby to say, okay, well, we're proud, she's they're teaming up, and they're fighting for the cause of women and mothers and their children. I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand and I get it. But it has to be privatized. It can't be for the government. Government's got way too many issues as it is. Too many problems that are pertinent and too and important, um, and should not exist in the first place. That's the issue. That's what is the problem. And so when I see different articles like this, it's just like it's cringy. It's cringy. use it, to use a, a logo. Is that a logalism? I don't know. It's neologism. I think is the word. But it's cringy. It makes me cringe because like people aren't realizing. They're not realizing the facts. The government is only here to protect individual rights. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no, well, we need National Transportation Safety Board. We need a hold on. Let me make sure I get it right. I'm just looking up right now. Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Do we need a Department of Motor Vehicle? Do we need all these different organizations that are headed by the government and could be done with swiftness, competence, everything? Appreciate it, Rick James. Thank you. He says great show so far. So yeah, he's back. I got one person viewing right now out there in broadcast land. But I like how my numbers go up. My numbers go up to about the 20s. Somewhere in the 20s. My lowest number is usually like 14, 15. But, especially when there's like, I give a show to Mr. Short Star Terrain, it just blows up to thousands sometimes. My highest is still Dame Dash, which is 6,000. Haven't cracked that code for how to get more views, but that's fine. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month, though. So you can help me out with that, Rick James. Tell everybody that you know to watch for this nigga. He's not to be played with. But yeah, Osaka. That's it. I don't think I. Yeah, it is Osaka. Okay. But yeah, she's saying being a parent is hard. It is very hard. It's very difficult. It's not. It's a job within itself. It's something it's very demanding. It's very stressful. It's rewarding. It's joyous, but at the same time, it's very hard. It's very difficult to try to stomach that and take on that role. But some of the best times is like thinking that you brought life into this world. You're promoting life. You're promoting existence. You're promoting humanity. That's great. I think that's wonderful. Now that's just for y'all. For me, I may not have a kid till I'm 70, 80 years old. Hopefully by that time there will be no federally mandated maternity leave. That would just be criminal. That'd be awful. But privatize it, make it for nonprofits, multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar companies that want to, deliver maternity leave to women. Have that, don't that's when you quit. You make sure you got another job, and that job doesn't respect the fact that it's a private job or a government job. I guess it's different when it's if you're a government employee, and they have their standards. But I'm speaking especially for private corporations and private companies, small businesses, and the like. You gotta have the idea of saying how you're being looked down upon. You're being cast aside. You gotta have more of a oomph. You gotta have more of a feeling about what you're doing. If you want to really take on somebody, you take on the government saying that no, I don't want a handout. I don't want 12 weeks of maternity leave and $580 minimum a week or a month. $98 a month. Yeah, so you want to have the government liberate companies, give them the proper idea to give the money and the time off for or the time away, because there's no time off when you're maternity, but time away from work. Um, Even if you're a millionaire like Osaka, Naomi Osaka, even if you're not on that status, even if you're at that level, you still should be able to convey a message that says, I'm going to be independent. I don't want to, burden the taxpayer with more taxes and say you have to do this or do that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Now I got 4 people in here. Y'all are, I don't know. I need 2 more likes. Whoever just came in, I need you hit the like button. I said like button. Like button. Hit that. Okay, now I'm down to 1 person. It's goofy. It goes up and down like the Dow Jones. There goes 3. Okay, I got 3 likes. But yeah, Naomi Osaka, she's trying to do the right thing. That's the thing. I think, like most people, like most things, you can't, set out to be evil. Even Hitler couldn't have set out to be evil and said, you know what, I'm gonna kill millions of Jews and other people that I find undesirable and terrible and whatever. And it's gonna be a great day. We're gonna have a barbecue. We're gonna have picnics and everything. It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be great. He couldn't have done that. Nobody would have voted for him. He was voted into office. If you don't know, he was a chancellor. He was voted into office. Then it went left. Obviously, it went kind of crazy. Okay, a little crazy. Very, detrimental, terrible, horrific. That's what happens. So you can't do anything. Mao, Stalin, Pol Pot, it all has to have some kind of, good idea or good intention in the beginning. But afterwards, you see, what? This isn't it. This is good. This is good. So that's what these kind of programs are like. I mean, it can stretch back to the civil rights movement, the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It's going to be the 60th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 this year. So we have to look at that. We have to look at the fact that was probably one of the most vicious, heinous, evil acts ever passed by government to appease, to satiate, to satisfy people and not realize that they're doing more harm than good. That's the problem. So when you have things like paid leave, and no, I'm sure she's getting, if she's not getting paid, I don't know. She might have a deal with Bobby. She's definitely getting the word out by promoting him. It was it is from the site. It's from thegrio.com. And quote, in a new campaign spot uploaded to Instagram, the 4-time Grand Slam champion announced that she's partnering with pediatric nutrition company Bobby to help fund families who need it most. That's okay. I have no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That is great. If you keep it private. Once you bring the government into this situation, that's when it's an issue. When you bring the government in it for not protecting your rights, that's when it's problematic. That's when it's an issue. And see, she's only 26 years old. That's still very young. Under 30. Past 30-year-old. Sorry. You're ancient. She might be old because 18, if you're over 18, you're older. If you're over 21, you're ancient. So, but no, I kid. She says in a quote, "Parents, we push harder." Osaka says toward the end of the video at the smile, as she smiles at Shy, whom she shares with rapper Corday, 26. The post has a lengthy caption. Osaka further explains how and why she intends to help other families who do not have the grace of paid family leave. Well, that's just it. Help those families. Why are you bringing the state involved? Why are you involving the state? Why are you involving politicians and bureaucrats? Why do they have to be involved in the case? What makes them so special? What they're in their 70s and 80s, some cases, been there since before the show Gunsmoke, probably in some cases, and it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. She goes on to say, quote, as a professional athlete, I'm no stranger to hard work or early mornings, but the last 6 months as a new mom has given me a whole new appreciation and understanding of what parents do every single day. She continues, I'm proud of myself for contributing to chase my dreams while also being a mom. And I recognize I'm fortunate to have the support to return to work this month on my own terms and my own time. So many American parents don't have that choice, but we all deserve it. Do we all deserve it though? And to what extent? And to who? And once again, I have to ask that question. At expense. At whose expense will this be? At whose expense? The American people? Is that what I wonder? You know, Americans pay for a lot of stuff that are not even in America. We pay for things that go on in China, things that go on in not just Ukraine and Israel, which are fighting and warring right now. And for the most part, we need to send them our moral support, obviously, but also weapons, not just money. Not just money, but actual the cost of weapons, which I saw in the news report. Officials miscounted or didn't account for over $1 billion worth of weapons. I just say, oh my God, it's just a mess. But they've been sending I think it's powdered milk from Miami to Cuba, I think, or Jamaica. Jamaica is getting milk from Miami or something like that. I think we give money to Haiti. Do any other countries give money to us? Is that possible? I don't even know. I should check that out. Maybe that could be my next episode. I'm gonna look that up one time. I'm just freewheeling off of my brain right now, but I'm thinking, we have all these taxes that we pay. Who are we paying? Are we paying for our own, individual? Is that is going on, or is there some, mechanism for us to pay other countries and only concern ourselves with how others are doing? That's altruistic, even if especially our enemies. That's super altruism. If you're helping out other people that are go against you, that's definitely altruism. Because that's what altruism is. Altruism isn't taking care of the poor, caring for your neighbor, anything like that. No, it's denigrating yourself to aid or abet anyone that could cause you harm, hurt, or hazard. That's what altruism is. When you have somebody that is a non-value or a lesser value, and you aid them in some way, that's altruism. And that's what we're at right now. We have an altruistic idealism that the government should be taking care of private concerns. When there's too many examples, I remember it'll be 20 years next year. Hurricane Katrina. Who was the first one on the spot? That's why they said, "Oh, we need more FEMA. We need more FEMA." No, we need less FEMA. Who's on the spot? Walmart. Walmart had trucks out ready for people, giving out food, giving out clothing, giving out sanitary items. Walmart, multi-billion-dollar, greedy, selfish, organization, company. They're out there in Louisiana and other parts of the South that were affected by the hurricane, and they're giving out all these goodies because they're so selfish and all about themselves. They're so full of themselves. They're so, oh my God, they're just so caught up in their own worlds. But they were there before FEMA. If you don't believe me, look it up. Walmart was there before FEMA. That's why there shouldn't be a FEMA. What is Federal Emergency Management Administration? I think it is. Here's a great article. What can Walmart teach FEMA about disaster response? In the hours after Hurricane Rita made landfall, one emergency operations center was tracking the damage, power outages, and flooding while sending truckloads of supplies straight to the Gulf Coast. But the effort was not organized by any government agency. It was happening at Walmart's company headquarters in Ozark Mountains of Arkansas. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay? Why should the government? I mean, it's a twofold situation. One, they're not protecting individual rights, so nix that. Two, they're so incompetent and so bureaucratic and so twisted and tangled up that they don't even know what they're doing. So you have a private company versus the government. Just in that instance, Walmart was there before FEMA. So Bobby should be there before the federal government, before I guess WIC and SNAP and other company, and they shouldn't mandate and make force companies, small companies, big companies, big business to say that you have to give them 12 weeks, you have to give them at least $580 a month. You have to do all these things. No, they don't have to do any of that. They don't have to do a thing except make more money, be more productive, be more efficient, be more great, be greater. That's what they have to do. That's what they have to show. That's what they have to bring into the realm of ideas. So Naomi Osaka, I'm against what you're proposing, but I'm for, the idea of what you're proposing. I am for, 12 weeks leave, and that's the best part. Have it privatized. Don't let the government enforce it. Have company A say, no, we're not doing 12 weeks. We don't do $580 minimum. We don't do that. It's not a part of our program. Then you have company B. Company B said, hey, we do 13 weeks. We do 15 weeks, however long you need. We give $600, $1,000 a month. Why do you need the government? The government is only there to protect government A and government B for their choices. They have the right to say that. They have the right to say, no, we refuse to do that. And the other company, company B, saying, no, we want to do that. We want to help out. We want to do this. That's the difference. That's the change. That's what needs to be addressed. That's what needs to be shown. The idea of private property rights, capitalism. That's what private property rights mean. And capitalism is the only moral social system there is. It has a moral base. That's where Mr. Train and we differ. Capitalism definitely has a moral base, and it's based in capitalism. It's based in the morality of exchanging value for value. It's based in the morality of giving yourself to a cause that you think is selfishly in your that you think is in your rational self-interest, and have the government protect your private property rights. So I want to thank everybody that came through. I know I got to come down a little bit, but I gotta thank Made in Philly. Is his first time in here. I gotta thank Christopher Perkins, and of course I have to thank the great Rick James for his time and for continuing to support my show, even if not monetarily. I'm trying to get that Skrilla, y'all. I'm trying to get that money. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. Take care.